Hello and welcome to the Listening Post's unboxing channel on YouTube. Today I'm very proud to be opening and sharing with you ATOLL's lovely little but big IN200 signature integrated amplifier. This is 120 watt. It's the largest of this sort of small form factor. It's wonderful with ATOLL that they start with a very basic IN50 with an optional remote, like you know, just everything stripped out so that it's fit for purpose at a wonderful price point, yet the sonic qualities are astonishing. This is the largest in that sort of form factor, and with each step, the 50, the 80, the 100 and now the 200, we see a lovely easy to understand improvement in design, implementation and sonic characteristics as their outcome that allows people to take a journey with the range and find the right balance of price and quality. And it's stunning to see such a relatively affordable brand doing such a good job in this space. So, let's have a look. ATOLL's packaging is relatively muted. We've got the model information, branding and model information on the ends. It's a very simple process. They just have the serial number sort of stamped on the side and a delineation as far as its colour and other things, just with a little dot. The box clearly will be utilised for a number of other similar sized products, as well as options that, by the way, you can have fitted. One of the advantages of ATOLL, their amplifiers are ready to fit a basic moving magnet phonostage or a more elaborate moving coil one. There's space to add DACs and other digital ins, and as I mentioned, even the junior ones, the remote control itself is optional. You might kind of think, have they scrimped as far as the remote? Well, the fact is that the remote control is universal across all of their range and comes with their CD player. So if you were to purchase the CD player and amplifier and then have two remotes, well, what's kind of the point? So you can save yourself a little bit of money and end up with a lovely little delicate entry-level integrated amplifier and stunning CD player and not have to have the additional CD remote control. So, pretty straightforward. Opening these, it's classic packing tape, so a few nicks and we're in. Very easy as far as getting into these types of products. The packaging is not elaborate, but it's everything that you would need to protect this product in transit. What they've utilised is sections of closed cell foam to hold the unit suspended within the packaging. It means that it really can't be damaged. This is, of course, as I mentioned, the top of that sort of form factor, so it's quite heavy. We have a traditional New Zealand IEC power cord down one end and ATOLL's universal remote control. It uses sort of coin-sized batteries and a little wee thing in the back. So the batteries go in the back, and once fitted it has a lovely look and feel. The remote control, again, as I mentioned, is universal across all of the range of ATOLL. So it'll operate the CD player, the transport, everything that you might require, all from a very simple, easy-to-use remote. The amplifier itself is very straightforward to get out of the box. And in the bottom of the box we see the basic owner's manual along with implication as far as its model number and a bit of closed cell foam to support the base of the amplifier in transit. Removing the amplifier from the closed cell foam, and it's obviously very straightforward. And the factory taped plastic bag, very easy to nick and open. Removing it from the bag, again very straightforward. And there we have it. Now the product itself, what you've got to understand is just how nuggety and heavy this thing is. It's brilliantly heavy. They actually have two transformers on board, along with oodles of capacitors to power its amplification. It's these types of things that improve across the range, with the junior one having a relatively modest single transformer and relatively modest capacitors feeding the relatively modest amplification stage. But this at 120 watts, and with the dynamics that it has on board, they've complemented it with not one but two toroidal power supplies and lots of capacitors to ensure that the transistors are never going to run out of juice. The end result is something with a surprising amount of dynamics, particularly because of its size. When you look at it, it just looks so simple. It looks like it wouldn't offend anyone, yet it will control some of the most elaborate and difficult loads. The speakers will be... there is no speaker that I couldn't match with this, particularly in its price and quality point. Now, leaning it forward, we see ATOLL's design. They've utilised holes that decay in size to act as ventilation. It means it's a beautiful design element, and it's all the way through the range, both from the most junior all the way through to the most elaborate. That continues along the side, giving it a lovely sort of fit and feel. Again, extremely heavy. It's pinned to the ground with some rubberized feet, and you can see the two bolts for the toroidal power supplies holding those in place. The unit's front is designed to be relatively modest and muted, and it's only when the light catches it properly that you even see the IN200 model number off to one side as it's engraved in the extruded aluminium. Hang around for some photographs, I'll take some close-ups. There's a headphone socket on the opposite side, and then we've got the control elements, which is turning it on, off, and input selection is actually done with a series of rotary encoders. There's a lovely fit and finish, and the display is simple and elegant, as the rest of the range is too. It's not very deep, but again very heavy. Looking at the back, it's everything that you would need. We have a left and right output clearly labelled with a good quality set of binding posts. They have those classic plastic caps that you can remove to get a banana plug in, and of course it's called a 5-way binding post because of the fact it'll take bare wire, spades and bananas of course as well. We've got off to the far side a 12-volt trigger, enabling it to turn on and off other things, commonly a power amp, but it could be anything you might require. It's got a simple enough rocker switch with an IEC power plug socket and a little fuse underneath. It's got dual pre-outs, enabling you to utilise this as either a preamp into a larger power amp or into a subwoofer configuration of some kind. There's a bypass, as well as a tape in and out. There's an input marked DVD, tuner, CD and a traditional analog, all clearly labelled left and right. It's this section at the top though that starts to give away some of the hidden features. It's this plate that can be removed and a DAC module or a phono module or both introduced, and they're aftermarket and very straightforward to fit. We would probably do it here in the shop for you, but it's easy enough for an end user to do if they wanted to make those upgrades later. So, there we have it. ATOLL's stunning sounding little wee integrated amplifier, the IN200, 120 watts a channel, unboxed here at the Listening Post in Christchurch, New Zealand. Thanks for watching. If you want to see more, subscribe to our channel.